What's good, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, social media? Anybody out there interested in figuring out what it is that you're looking at? This is Pursuit of Freedom. I'm pursuing freedom from the rat race, the constant time clock punching paper chase to never have the paper you're chasing. So I'm bringing you to what I call the money tree, the source of money. Look, I didn't create the system. We didn't create this system, not living in this generation, this decade, this millennium, this century, but we all got to live and thrive within this system. And living and thriving is exactly what I want to do. So I got you looking at the ground floors of the New York Stock Exchange. I I do have hopes of having the type of income or capital to manage that you need in order to even set foot down there on those floors during the day. Because to be on those floors, you need to be managing better than $2 million. So I got you looking at the New York Stock Exchange because I want to introduce you to the market and what the market is to me. It's just a little light, entertaining. This is extra, extra, extra light, entertaining to um introduction to what the stock market is and what those guys down there on Wall Street, what they typically do in a day, what they looking for in a day. I'm gonna get to what they doing a tad bit later, but the market is the battle between the bulls, battle of the bulls and the bears. These are just simple pictures pulled from Yahoo Images. You see, I got an angry bull and bear over here. It's a constant fight, constant war, pull and tug. You know what I mean? They fist ball ready to duke it out. The two in the middle, you got an angry bear, which as of right now, November 2018, I think we done woke up an angry bear. Could be wrong. I'm not a market analyst. I'm not a market expert, as I've only been studying this thing thoroughly for 2 years. Now, about 14, 15 years ago, I was introduced to the market and I began investing, but I couldn't maintain my investments through the 2007, 8, 9 recession. But I will be honest and tell you that you want to be like these bear and bull over here, like this bear and bull over here. They homies, they sharing one paper, got their little briefcases, prepared for business. Because no matter whether a stock is going down, you could be making money. And of course, if the stock is going up, you could be making money. See, some people don't even know or believe that when a stock is falling, you can position yourself to profit. That is known as short selling, and you can gain when the market is tanking. Let's continue. The market is the relationship between supply and demand. Once again, this is just another image I pulled off of Yahoo Images. Just give you a simple supply and demand curve. You got surplus and you got shortage. Now, I will tell you that you can gain whether a stock or company is in a surplus or a shortage, as long as there is demand. Moving forward, people. The market is a constant battle between fear and greed. Now, just thinking about that for a quick second, fear and greed are emotions. You see this picture I put in the middle, anxiety, panic attacks. Right now, you got some people looking like this dude right here in all out panic because the market for the month of October was just pulling back. But fear and greed has people tugging at this money in the market all the time. Psychology is all kinds of important when you're thinking about the stock market and getting in touch with market psychology and those feelings that come up because we put money on the line here. So this right here can make you an emotional wreck. or it can make you the happiest person on the planet. You're probably going to experience a tad bit of both every week. But greed, I got in the middle, is the root of all evil. Woo! Now, I found this picture here. I had to put this in there. Just want to show you what happens in the market every day. I got $1 trillion. Just showing you what it looks like. You're gonna need all kinds of trucks, buses, planes, jets to carry off this $1 trillion. That's compared to a whole soccer field. Each one of these little blocks represents $100 million on a pallet. This is a man standing in front of a $100 million pallet, stacked bigger than a 747 jet, bigger than this soccer field. Now, I heard one of the talking heads on CNBC say that easily $1 trillion trades hands in the market every single day. So the market is the greatest connection to money on the planet. I don't care who your plug is, what your plug is, what time clock you punch. You can pull out so much more money out the stock market than you ever can on your job. I just watched a video today of a stock trader, who made $350,000 so far. We got 2 more days left in the month of November, but he made $350,000 in the month of November. It takes doctors a whole year to do that. So there ain't a plug, it ain't a connection to money stronger than the stock market. So that's why I got you looking at $1 trillion. You might want to put your hands in, because this money is trading hands. People looking at trading stocks over the internet. Coins are being passed. Where your hands at? I just told you that you can pull out a doctor's salary in a month. It's absolutely possible. Some simple things you got to know though. Where do you begin? I just tell people to start with education. In 2016, 2 years ago, when I first got back to the market after seeing my first check, after studying for 4 years to earn a check, I seen that check. I had to go back to the drawing board. And of course, I went back to something that was in my past, and I decided to dig deeper into it. Now, this is just a light, entertaining introduction. I got so much more for you people out here. But I told you earlier, the bull or long buyer side is one side of this thing. The bearish short selling side is the other side. Most people profit from fear and greed and panic in the market. Me, I like to say there's two sides to this thing. You could be an investor or a trader. I'm aiming more so for the trader, but I also am going to do some investing too, as one of the keys to the market, learning, knowing, getting money, making money in the market is to diversify. You know what I'm saying? Have money growing all over the place. I just read a book, well, about a year ago, The Millionaire Next Door. And the biggest thing I took from that book was simply that the average millionaire, this is just a person who got $1, $2, $3 million, has about 7 streams of income. Warren Buffett, stock trading billionaire, he says to never have one stream of income. The stock market is always a second stream. Every millionaire that I came across in that book all had money invested into the market. So you got to put something out there, man. You got to put some money in position to grow. And I just told you the stock market is the money tree. But anyway, I'm going a little bit too far into that. I got other videos for that. But you got the investor or trader side of this thing. More so, investors invest through the fundamentals. This is a company's numbers. Looking at the company's individual statistics. I got videos already out there about the 3 websites I use to find fundamental knowledge. And what I mean by statistics is like, okay, if you invested in Sears right now, which is going bankrupt, You're gonna look at their debt. Their debt is huge. Their income is shrinking. Or like GM, which is finna offload a lot of their employees. They looking to cut 8,000 employees. General Motors is. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at their gains loss sheets, their fundamentals, they'll be a tad bit low. But like I said, I'm aiming at being a trader, so I'm technically based. Traders look at chart patterns, look at charts and analyze charts, which I'm gonna get to towards the end of this here video. So, I mean, it's so many different entities of investment vehicles that you can put your money in the stock market, set yourself up for money growth. And this is a small list. There's more than this out there. And I'm going to talk for a brief second on one of the investment vehicles I forgot to put on this list, which is bonds. Now, bonds, typically grow at 3%, some a little less, some a little more. Depending on the interest rates, that always fluctuates. So it can be around 3%. I'm going with 3% because that's a good number. But I consider a bond a good parking place for your money. Not a place for you to get massive growth. But if you got your money sitting in a bank account ain't doing nothing for your money. Your money is dead sitting in a bank account. So you'd be better off sitting it in some bonds, but you won't have instant access to your funds because bonds have to mature. So I would tell you not to put all your eggs in one basket if you was buying bonds. I'm just typically simply saying that a bond is still better than having your money sitting in the bank because banks are doing nothing for you. You know what I mean? Over the course of financial literacy, which is more so what this is gaining knowledge, financial literacy. I'd rather take charge of my money instead of going to a financial guru, putting it in their hands because they typically don't outperform the market. I'm going to show you how you can crush what the market is doing. The market typically grows at about 10% a year. But I'm going to show you how you can crush those returns, whether the market is bullish or bearish. Holla at you. So, I'm on a chase. Like I said at the beginning, this is pursuit of freedom. Freedom comes by way of economics. Freedom comes by way of finance. And it's easier, better, or you'll get closer to true financial freedom by building businesses rather than just punching a time clock. That time clock owns you. So learning one pattern, just one, man. You can learn just one. Master trading that pattern, possibly that could set you free. So I'm now finna introduce you to, because I'm cheap, I don't like to spend much money. Frugality, that's also a part of financial literacy. But this is tradingview.com, a screenshot that I took from TradingView with the old adage I wrote in: buy here, buy low, sell high, sell here. Now, what I love about TradingView, which I got a whole video about TradingView out, is that it gives you a wealth of information over here. This is CareDex, ticker symbol, which is what you will need to find any information up on any stock, company, Walmart, whatever. You need to know that individual company's ticker symbol. So CareDex ticker symbol is CDNA. I'm going to show you this on a different chart just to show you what's going on. The pattern, the first pattern, this is just one of many, but you can just learn one. And I have to introduce you to the other pattern kind of immediately because I believe that the market might be showing some bearish signs. But the first pattern is the breakout, probably one of the most popular patterns out there. Let's end the slideshow, minimize that. Let me show you something. This is that same chart pattern. Now we're looking back in time, and I will be honest and say hindsight is 2020. You can see what has happened, see what's going on, but I'm going to show you the trend to follow. Looking for a breakout pattern to emerge. Now I'm showing you candlestick charts right now. These are candlesticks. I look at candles, vice versa, looking at line charts. Candle charts give you these candle right now represents one day. And with this software, TC2000 software, I pay for this software, which is it's the best software out there for me. You know what I'm saying? To me, there are other great trading or charting softwares out there, which I can talk about in some videos. I have talked about in some videos I've already made, but I can interchange this. Now each one of these candles represents an entire week. I can change that. Now each one of these candles represents only 15 minutes. But for this demonstration, for this just introduction to a breakout pattern, I'm going to go back to my daily chart. So we're looking at 2017, May, April, March, June, July, August, and the stock price had been falling over the course of time for months. It got all the way down here and reached a bottom, which is where I got this yellow line drawn in. And this line that is drawn in the stock, which is the first basics for you to learn if you're learning anything about technical analysis. This line right here is called support, which is a level. I compare it to like when you wake up in the morning and swing your feet over the edge of your bed, you put your feet on the ground on support, and then you stand up. That's kind of what this stock did. It had been falling, swinging its legs over to find the bottom. It found the bottom, and then it stood up. This particular day right here is May the 4th, 2017. The stock's price opened up on that particular day, which is why I like candles. Whenever you have a green candle, the opening is at the bottom. If you got a red candle, the stock opened at the top, and then it pulled back, forcing the candle to be red, meaning that the selling pressure was greater than the buying pressure. But on this particular day here, on the 4th of May, this stock opened up around 87 cents. It pushed all the way up to like $1.68, where I have that red line drawn in. What that red line represents is resistance. Now, resistance I got drawn in red because it's just like a traffic signal. It's a stop sign. Like this is yellow. I got this drawn in yellow because it could be a safe zone, but it also couldn't. It might not be safe to pass. It might not be safe to buy because the stock's price can keep falling through that level. But let me just continue. The stock reached up, touched this 168 F level, and then the stock price retreated and closed on the day at $1.19. This long line shooting from the body, this fatter part of this individual candle, this line up here is known as the wick. Some people say stem, but it is the wick. Now, over the course of time from May the 4th, the stock retreated again. You got like a group. Look at that box over there. So for 11 days, you got red candles. And then this thing is gradually squeezing closer to this resistance level to this day right here, which is the 10th of July. The stock's price actually breached or broke out falsely this resistance level I got set at 168. And then the price, once again, it returned back beneath that level. So this resistance held strong and the stock's price continued to push down. Now, as time continues, it's still bottlenecking. Pressure is building because this was the support down here at 76 cents that it touched before it began to get up. But now this upward trend line that I put in here, is, and it's crazy because sometimes you can draw a trend and then that trend will become intuition. You know what I'm saying? I can put a trend line in here and then that trend line just hold. And as the stock goes on, you'll be surprised that a stock will come down and touch that trend exactly as time going on because the stock is now trending. I like my upward trend lines to be green because we're going into Gainesville. You can pretty much see or guess what's coming. But as time goes on, this range gets tighter. We're getting closer to this resistance, like a pressure cooker. Steam or pressure is building, and something beautiful happens when a breakout occurs. This is just one pattern. Now, let's say you got $1,000 and you buy this stock. Once you see it break above the resistance right here, let's what's that, $1.79, $1.80. You put your $1,000 in. Let's say call it $1.80, right? Just to make the numbers even. And once this thing breaks, you get a brief pop. See, it couldn't get above the resistance at first, but when it does get above, you're going into Gainesville. Let's say you got in at 182. I know I said 180 just a second ago, and you got out at the top. Look at that box to the left over there. Your $1,000 is now $2,000. Your $5,000 is now $10,000. Your $500 is now $1,000. Your $100 is now $200. Whatever it is you got, you find this pattern and you can find your bank account and grow your money yourself. I'll let you. Now, I'll be honest and tell you that this don't happen every day, and you and your greed and your fear, your emotions have to be in check, because you can profit or you can lose depending on what it is you do when this happens. But when this thing breaks, you get in. You know what I'm saying? You can grow simply. That's 100% right there. And you can find these every single day this happens. So what I'm going to do is put another line up there as the stock has did exactly what it did back here on the 4th of May. It reached up to a level, touched it, and then that level now becomes the new resistance. Now, 18 and 18 is 36. So if you got in at 180, you get out at 36. That's already $3.60. You got $100 profit. So let's say you missed this first move, and after the breakout, now this stock catches your attention. Sometimes when a stock breaks, it gets very hot. Very hot. Let's watch as time continues. The stock price squeezes closer. You got a little retreat after this big break. But if you're in at 180, you're already up 100% if you get out at 360. Let's say you didn't get out, though, and you held your position. $1,000 is now too. Uh-oh. As you can see, we got another break. The stock is now hot. The bulls are in control of this stock at this point, and the bulls are running this thing. You don't even need to know what the company is doing. I'm finally finna tell you, hey, it's in the healthcare sector. Diagnostics and research. If you can find this pattern, none of that matters. As long as it breaks. If it don't break, protect your capital, pull your money out. But look at this thing. Ooh. So it reaches up and touches another level of resistance. What's 36 and 36? 72. So you ain't quite at 100% again. But I'm going to put another line because resistance has increased or has pushed up. So now the resistance is up at $6.69. Let's continue with time. Bank account is already fired because your bank account ain't going to grow your money like this here. You know, it's taking more time for it to really break. Ooh. Oh, my. Oh, my. And this thing is off to the races. Huh? This thing is off to the races. So, one pattern can set you free. Let's say you bought it late. You got in at $2.09 in, what's that, August 21st of 2017, and you held that for just a year. Let's look at August 2018. Look at your gains in that box over there. You up 600% on your money. Now, you tell me the bank account that is growing your money by 600%. And you tell me why you need to hire a financial advisor to help you grow your money. Huh? Look at that, 1298% if you got out at the absolute top, 1,300% growth. And this happens all the time, all the time. I got other examples already on my chart for the day. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you a little something. These are my trades. Let's look at today, just today. Or no, it's the 29th now because it's 3-4 in the morning. So look at this week. So let's look at the 28th. I took a loss on a trade on the 28th. ALQA is a linked. All right, it's linked. Let me pull this up right quick. Now I'm looking at a daily chart, so I'm gonna scroll all the way out to today, and I'm gonna break this down into minutes. And I'm gonna scroll back, and I'm gonna show you this happens intraday. You ain't got to wait a whole year for this type of growth. This black is pre-market. This is when the market is closed, or after hours when the market is closed. I'm gonna put that resistance line right there. And let's say you just buy this stock on this day. What time is that? That's 9:50 a.m. on the 28th Wednesday, which is I made a trade in this stock today. Look at that growth down there. You could have grew your account by 70% in one day. Towards the beginning of this video, I told you that a trader has made $350,000 in the month of November. This is how you do it. One pattern, buying breakouts, and there are more patterns. There are stronger patterns, because if you short this thing right here and time continues, if I can move, I can slide this thing out some. You get short right here, as in you sell it, you bet that it's gonna go down. Look at that box. You can get 40-something% of your money by the end of the day. So either to the up or the downside, you can gain. Right now, I'm buying breakouts because short selling, you have to have a larger account. As soon as I get to that larger account, I'm gonna be short selling the mess out of some of these stocks that just falling off right now. But this is just a light introduction. Just want to show you what you can do, or what money can do when you put money to work for you. You better not be on the only thing working for money for you. You got money. The money is individual seeds. Plant them in the money tree of the stock market with potential to grow. But this is just humble beginnings. This is just a little food for thought. I'm saying that I'm gonna call it pursuit of freedom. I'll let you.